Welcome, everyone. We are Mugen Plus One. I am, of course, as always, joined by my colleagues here, Alex and Tae Young, and we are in Komazawa Olympic Koen. Koen is park in Japanese. Quick Japanese lesson for you. And we are in this beautiful, very, very large, very spacious park here. As you can tell, we got this fantastic pagoda, very, very modern looking pagoda right behind us. A lot of Japanese, accents in this park. But what's amazing about this park is it's in an area called Setagaya, which is a very, very, family-oriented residential area of Tokyo. It's a little bit on the western edge of it, and very, very different than the commercial center of Tokyo. But it's actually only just a 15-minute train ride from where we just were in a previous video, right in the heart of Shibuya. So very, very convenient, but very, very great for families and wide open spaces. A lot less cramped than you would typically be in the core of Japan. And so we kind of wanted to come here and show you all that Japan is not all high rises, small little units. But there's a lot of open, more green areas of Japan.
Yeah, give a little feel of what it's like to be in suburban Japan.
Suburban
Tokyo.
Japan. And in this area, these high-rise condo complexes are less common, and it's more common to have just regular houses, single-unit houses all over the place. Man, it's so nice here. I was walking around here, and I was thinking, man, I wish I could live here. I wish I could have a house here. Hopefully one day. I wonder what it'd be like to live here. I don't know. You have any thoughts about that, Alex?
Yeah, typical house in this kind of neighborhood will set you back a good $800,000 to start, low, and then if you want to have a parking spot, then you better be ready to sell out another $200,000 or so, make it a good solid $1 million.
$200,000 on top of the house just to have a parking spot.
Just to have a parking spot.
That's
for a
crazy.
car you probably almost never drive because this is Tokyo.
Right.
Yeah.
Traffic is congested.
Sure.
And
it's more
there's lots
common
of-
to
and trains are so
right.
So nice.
It's more common to commute by train rather than a car, right? So-
exactly. It's so convenient.
Yeah.
Definitely. But, to your point, that's even an option out here. It's not super uncommon to have a parking spot with your house out here in Setagaya.
Not
right?
in Setagaya.
Yeah.
In probably in Shibuya, to have a detached house to begin with is very
It's
uncommon.
almost impossible.
To have one with a parking spot is
Yeah.
ultra luxury.
Yeah.
But in Setagaya, it's still, maybe reachable for some middle class.
Yeah.
And you want to be living about 10 minutes from a train station.
You're right.
Yeah, that's the
That's
general
the border.
rule.
Yeah.
That's the general rule.
Yeah. Especially for a detached house. Yeah, if it's an apartment,
Well, so
then it's more like 5.
why is that so important though? Why should you be within 10 minutes of the train station? What's the point of optimizing for that?
Well, for your own convenience, it's a good thing.
Of course.
But that's the main thing you want to have in mind is buying a house is an investment.
Exactly, right?
Forever is actually not unlimited. So the day you need to sell it, if you sell a house that's 11 minutes from the station, then the house price goes down by like 20% compared to the one that's within the 10-minute radius.
Exactly. So there's a lot of there's actually a property value associated with how many minutes you are away from the station. And also, I was reading like the more minutes you're out from the station, the more competition you have in terms of houses because the radius just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so the closer you are, the more premium.
The faster it's going to okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you want to sell, maybe you'll have some time pressure. Maybe you don't. If you can afford to not have a pressure, maybe it's okay. But if you do, you want to be within the close to the station club.
Yes.
It's also more convenient, as you said, not only about the commute, but also all the facilities, all the store is very kind of near to the station, right?
Correct.
So it's for families, it's very important to have that kind of area to live.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is, I think, something we really consider.
If you really like walking, then by all means live far from the station, because
Yeah.
the supermarket would be a long way out.
Yeah.
Everything.
So for those of you who, maybe more used to open, living spaces, maybe you're from America and, you're used to more like larger houses and everything. This is a good area. Just to give a little bit of a comparison, myself and Taeyang, we live maybe a little bit toward the center of Tokyo, but very, very small condo complexes. Just for reference, it's myself, my wife, and my kid. The three of us live together in a 2-bedroom apartment. And it's 54 square meters, or about like 600, I think it's about 650 square feet. And so pretty small. How about yourself, Taeyang?
Myself, I and my wife live. I think the size-wise, I think very similar to yours.
Right.
We have just 2-bedroom and living room and kitchen. So I
Okay.
think, but again, it's about the cost and pro and cons about the convenience and then the spacious.
Yeah.
Right? If you live in Tokyo, as you said, you don't need to have a car. Actually, you can go around by train or by taxi, whatever it is. So we are like living in a very kind of reasonably good place. Good place to live for convenience wise.
Sure. Sure, but I just kind of wanted to, so just since Alex, you seem to be so knowledgeable about houses out here. We're dealing with what, 650 square feet, 54 square meters. Like, what's the typical house size out here in Setagaya-ku?
I can, from a little bit of searching, a little bit of researching I've done, to make this in U.S. comparable sizes, it's like 1,500, 1,200 square foot house, which would be small by U.S. standards. It's more typical here.
But
it's the kind of
huge in terms of Tokyo
for
standards.
Tokyo, it is. For Tokyo standards, it is. Right. If you want to have a house that's typical of U.S. standards, which would be more like 2,000 square feet, that's like a multimillionaire. Lifestyle.
Or you have to live even further out.
Or you have to go out in the boonies, and live inside the train.
Yeah. The thing about Setagaya, by the way, Setagaya-ku is like very, very popular for families in Japan. And one of the reasons for that is, it's got all this open space. It's great for kids and families, but it's also very convenient. It's only a 15-minute train ride to Shibuya, one of the core metropolitan areas of Tokyo. And so, very good location.
One thing I saw Korea is there's a good school as well, right?
That's also,
I mean, you consider one school for your daughter, and then they're very near to here, right?
Yes. Another fun fact, if you're walking down the sidewalk in Japan and you hear a little bell, ching, ching, like that, right? That means there's a bicycle behind you trying to get through.
Right.
And so everyone in Japan who hears that bell knows to immediately get to the side, right? Make space. But when I first came to Tokyo, I didn't know what that was for, right? And so my unfortunate friends who were walking with me would always be like, man, you got to get over to the side. You're in someone's way. But there's just that kind of always sense of community where you got to kind of, make room for everybody because it's a lot more packed, a lot more tight out here.
It's just like with the housing market.
Yeah.
The key word is squeezed.
Squeezed.
That's something you do a lot in Japan.
I mean, for me, I see this Setagaya-ku and I think it's so much space, open space, because, I live in a complex and so I share walls and floors and ceilings. But out here, I think it's great because you have your own individual house, unit. But, some people might even think who are used to U.S. standards find the buildings a little bit close. Would you say, Alex?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You may be in a detached house and it still has a little bit of this apartment feeling if you compare it with the U.S.
Yeah.
The neighbors are a little too close.
It's not like a townhouse, though, right? It's not like you're sharing walls. You wouldn't say that, right?
Yeah. But you stick your neck out the window, you could be watching your neighbor's TV.
Hey, free premium content, right?
Exactly. No more Netflix.
Don't have to pay for Netflix anymore. Fantastic. And another thing, I think it's great about Japan in general, Tokyo in general, very, very safe area, not a lot of crime. I can walk home completely drunk, fall asleep on the street, and I'll probably have my wallet in the morning. But, this, residential areas, even safer, would you say, Alex?
Oh, yeah. Every once in a while, you see somebody scrambling to find their way home. Usually they get there, and they'll always get there in one piece.
Yeah.
Carried by the police or not.
Sometimes you're too drunk, and the police help you home for sure. But yeah, I think that's another great thing about this area. It's so safe, and you don't even have to worry about your kids like going to and from school on their own. You see lots of kids going.
Safety is a premium here, right?
Exactly.
One thing I remember, one thing I just hit on my mind was that it is illegal to ride a bicycle with drunk. Right?
That's right.
I think,
They have drunk driving in the U.S. and here in Japan they also have drunk driving, but they also have drunk bicycle riding.
Right? Correct. Right.
You get a point on your license, I think, actually, if you actually do that.
Yes, exactly.
Are you speaking from experience here,
I try not to, but there is something I heard a lot from my
you heard from a friend. You heard from a friend. Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
I heard from a friend too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, friends' experience. You don't even know how to ride a bike yet, right, Alex?
So I'm going to Chiririn.
We're all going to the Chiririn Hiroba later to learn how to ride our bikes. So that's great. But anyway, so, we were showing you some of the core areas of Japan, where to have fun, where you could work, the stuff that Tokyo is really, really famous for. But we also wanted to show you that there's another side of Tokyo where you can actually, live, relax, and have a good, peaceful lifestyle as well. And this is Setagaya-ku. And so, if any of you are thinking about living in Japan, definitely consider this area. It's highly recommended. Highly recommended?
Absolutely.
Highly recommended.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's 3 thumbs up from the Mugen Plus One family. And with that, we are Mugen Plus One, and we will see you next time.